Hi, it's Linda from Green Life Soils,
Lisa from the greenhouse.
and on this lovely sunny day today we're talking about basil, one of the best herbs that you can grow in summer.
Yeah, absolutely. Not only is it great for your cellars, etc., it has quite a lot of medicinal properties as well for just being a common old everyday herb.
Yep, absolutely. It's one of those plants that people love to grow it year round, but it really doesn't do well in the cold weather. You will find it at some of the big box stores all year round, but it's been grown in hothouse conditions. So the minute you take it out and put it outside in your garden, it's going to turn its toes up and you'll be very sad. So come spring, now's the perfect time. You can grow it from seed or by plant, and there's so many different varieties around. It's actually nice to grow more than one kind for ornamental sake, because there's some of the purple basil, some of the really frilly leafed ones. They just look lovely in a salad.
Yeah, and another good way of propagating them as well is water propagating.
Really?
Where you just take off a stem and you put it in water on your windowsill, and then the roots will start growing in the water. But be very careful when you do plant them out, because they're very weak, but they will survive just by through water propagation.
That's a great tip. Growing them in your veggie garden, they do like a fairly rich soil. Veggie mix, veggie concentrate is perfect. They're a fantastic companion plant for tomatoes. So that's another way to remember. You grow them in the summertime when you grow your tomatoes.
That's exactly right.
Good companion plant for lots of other things, and the essential oils that the leaves have in them is another deterrent for some insect pests.
It's also very good for you as well. Basil, as a herbalist, we use it for anti-inflammatory, antibacterial. It's good for nausea, for fevers. It's good to get all those nasty bugs out of you, detoxing. It's just an absolutely wonderful herb, and not many people use it medicinal wise.
No.
You can turn it into herbal teas. You can make your own glycerites out of it by getting some vegetable glycerin and soaking the basil in there, and then just taking the glycerite as medicine as well. But it's just an absolutely wonderful, misunderstood medicinal herb.
Generally, most basils are an annual, so they will survive over summer, but then in the winter time, as soon as it gets cold again, they will die back. There are perennial basils available that, when you say perennial, they live for a few years, so they're not going to be permanent. They grow into a fairly decent sized shrub,
absolutely,
about a metre and a half.
Yeah.
They can be trimmed back, and they're a little bit harder to find, but definitely worthwhile having in your garden, because the perennial basil flower almost continually, and they're one of the best plants to have to attract bees into your garden.
Absolutely. Now, mine is just starting to flower now, and you should see the bees. They love it.
So they're really good even to keep in a pot, and have one around your fruit trees, and you can move it around when things need to be pollinated.
Exactly.
So there we go, some tips for growing basil.
Yeah.
Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you. We forgot the green thumb.
We did.